What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Cloud Thoughts Podcast. As you guys already know, I'm Deem.
I'm Ryan.
Back again with another episode. Before I introduce our guests, gotta ask you, bro, as always, you know the question already.
I'm good.
Okay. Keep it short, sweet. I love it. So, today, man, special guests. We have an Olympian in the building. Track and field star. I'm not gonna lie, in high school, he's with the ops at ND. It's okay, though. We'll let him be here. We'll get to talk about that. We have DUAN here on the camera, man. How you doing, man?
Doing good. Happy to be here. Love the podcast, bro. I had to come on. Like, I'm not even gonna front like I didn't ask. I reached out and I asked. So great work. I'd love to be on. Happy to be. Let's talk.
Appreciate it, brother. I appreciate the love, but you know I have to do this too. You said you're good. How are you really doing, though? A lot of times as men, we don't get asked this question twice.
You know, I'm going through some things, but I have the right support system in place to help me move forward and, you know, kind of get over tough times. You know, as athletes, there's so much stuff going on all the time. Like sport, I still have a life too, right? So just like you do. So yeah, okay. I'm doing good. I like that. Can I get the pinky? Okay, cool. Yeah, I like that.
But wow, the mic came out again.
Oh, that's why I didn't want to make you move.
Hey,
I thought about it.
Yo. This is part of the podcast life.
100%.
It's okay. We've had worse situations.
Okay, cool. That makes me feel better then. I'm thinking like this is as bad as it gets.
No. This situation isn't bad.
Because he's calm and then you're not. You seem like
you're because I know all the struggles that we go through. So it's just like, listen, there's a lot of things people won't be able to see, but it's like we work through it at the end of the day, right?
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
That's why you have cuts.
Okay.
It's all right, man. Don't worry, we can add all this in. It's part of the podcast.
Oh, yeah, no, that's cool.
Man. But let's get into it, man. Let's, first and foremost, you know, we have people on here to tell their journey, their story. You know, we're going to get into, obviously, you as an athlete and you as an Olympian. Of course, there's probably struggles going through that and trying to get to being an Olympian because it's not an easy process, right? But just tell us from high school all the way until, you know, the trials of being an Olympian, the school you went to, maybe some, you know, great stories from high school possibly, but just give us the main journey. Just start from high school all the way through.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it definitely starts at Notre Dame. You brought up the ops earlier, but
I
was up the road on Harwood. Yeah, I was over there in high school, predominantly a basketball player. Played basketball all 4 years in high school. So if anything, I'm always going to tell people I'm a ball player first, even though like
at heart.
Hey, man.
At heart, you know what I mean? I get when I'm around the ball players, it's different, but like I consider myself a ball player. I didn't start running track till the 10th grade.
Okay.
Picked it up, you know, the beep test in class.
Yeah.
So I was in that. I wasn't even like killing it. Like there was some other guy who was killing it, but I was like just hanging in there. And he's like, you know what? You look like you could be a good member on our relay team because the relay team had went to OFSA. I'm just like, yo, like this is a good way to get out of class. Like, I could get up, but I'm like not feeling the tights. Like I'm not gonna wear no tights. Like I'm not doing that. I said I'm gonna wear shorts and stuff. So went down for a meet. I won the first meet that I went to. And literally after that, I just took off. So it just became my thing I did out of basketball. Then grade 11, broke my ankle playing basketball at a tournament. Literally in the ops building at PK, of course, right before I was about to have.
You guys lost that game too, right?
That's unfortunate, man.
100%.
Sorry to hear that.
Figured. You see
old gym or new gym?
It was the old gym, of course.
Yeah, it's okay.
You see that, and they always put us in the old gym. You guys have a brand new, you know, I'm not going to talk about that. We'll get to that later. But yeah, broke my ankle there right before the New Balance Nationals trials. That's like the biggest North American track meet. And so after I broke my ankle there, I didn't get recruited. That whole grade 11 year going to grade 12, I didn't get no offers, no nothing because I was injured out the whole year. So my last year, made some noise enough to go to community college. Went to Coffeyville Community College in Kansas. Living that JUCO life.
We could get into that, but keep going.
That was a whole different experience. And then did that. Luckily made it out. Then I went to the Ohio State University, all Big Ten gang. But and then after that, ended off really well at Ohio State and enough to get into the Canadian Olympic Development Program for track and field. So once I got into the Olympic Development Program, I was just grinding. That was from 2019 up until I made the team this year. So the last Olympic trials in 2021, I didn't even get invited to that one because it was COVID, and I think they only invited 7 people. And at that time, I wasn't like top 7. So the Olympic dreams just got tossed away real quick in 2021. So ever since 2019, it's been grinding, perfecting my craft. Same thing, like like you're hooping, like, and you want to get ready for like a combine or something, you're working on all aspects of your game to make sure that you're sharp. So that's what I just been doing, just being hard headed, working.
Hey man, one hell of a journey, man.
Yeah, for sure.
That was a quick story, but one hell of a journey for sure. We had injuries in there because injuries are part of sports.
Yeah, for sure.
We had the JUCO life.
Oh my gosh.
For some who don't know JUCO, it's I haven't been to JUCO, but I've heard stories about
you,
JUCO.
huh?
Yeah.
Huh? You that nice, eh?
No, I didn't say that.
Yeah, you know, you trying to slip that in.
Don't put words in my mouth.
You gotta skip that.
Say that.
I didn't have to go that route.
No, I didn't say that.
They wanted me off rip.
Put it this way.
Cool.
JUCO builds dogs. If you come out of JUCO,
What does it mean for the people that have to go to JUCO though?
I mean, you can still be a dog.
100%.
But I'm just saying, JUCO.
That means
usually builds dogs.
Time out. So if you go straight,
I can't believe you guys are doing this.
No, watch this. If you go
No,
straight
we have to
D1,
go.
Crazy.
if you go straight D1, that means you already got that dog in you.
I wasn't going to go straight
okay.
D1, so that's him. Yeah, you're nice.
But if you guys
Exactly.
There
you go.
Yo, he has me over here. He has me over here being Olympian, but yeah, I didn't go D1 out of high school. He did.
Oh my God.
I was grinding like.
Saying I should be Olympian in life.
Perspective.
I mean, yo, that's something to talk about.
That's crazy.
Yo, I mean, you saw how Canadian Olympic team did. Like,
They did all right. We're not gonna get into that one. Nope.
they did not do all right. I'll tell you that.
But let's just talk about. Let's start from high school. You said you broke your ankle. Yeah. Right. So as an athlete, right, injuries are definitely something that can change the trajectory of, obviously what sport you want to play, how you want to go forth with it. Right. You said at that point you were also a basketball player too. So you break your ankle playing basketball. Yeah. Was that the tipping point of like, you know what, maybe I should just start thinking about track some more?
I mean, you would think so, but nah. Like, I just, like Mekhi Phife says in what's the thing called, the movie again, Paid in Full. Like, I just love the game. Like, I just love the game. Like, nothing was gonna stop me like breaking my ankle. I'm like, okay, I'm looking at the timetable. We're coming back from this. Like, Derrick Rose during that time went through his ACL thing. I'm like, yo, I'm watching the YouTube videos. So it wasn't that. Like, it really was like an empty tournament I had. Empty tournament. Yeah. So we were on the losing. We already lost. Like, we actually played you guys that tournament and beat you guys, but that's a different story.
That's crazy.
That actually happened. So we were on I think we were like consolation semifinal or something. We're playing some school. I'm like, we're running a press. I'm on the top. I'm getting the steals, right? Yeah. And then I poked one ball away, and I never ever dive for loose balls. I dove for a loose ball. This guy, you know how basketball has like these football players who really play low key?
Yeah.
This guy landed on my head, on my loose ball. I chipped my tooth here. I got stitches over here.
Yeah.
I still went back in the game, okay? And we lost, which is besides the point. But then I got home. Mom's like, yeah, this is it. Like, you had the ankle. You're doing all this stuff. And she's like, honestly, you're not even really that good. And she's like, you're doing better in track. You have stuff there. What are you doing? So she went to the school, to the basketball coach and the gym teacher, like, he's not playing basketball anymore. The only thing he's going to do is run track. So she literally had to pull me out. And honestly, if she didn't pull me out, who knows? I would have still probably been playing. Like, like sometimes you just love something so much that like you don't even realize that it's not even heading you in the right direction. Like maybe back then, if I would have focused on track more, I would have been headed. Maybe I would have went D1 out of high school. Who knows? Like, but yeah, that's what made me stop. It was never like not being good or loss of passion.
Yeah. Wow. Shout out to moms.
Yeah, I know, right?
Shout out to moms.
But no, it was crazy though. She sat me down one day. She's like, you're not LeBron James or anything. She's like, when they put the starters in, you're on the bench. Like, she was not nice about it. Like, she made sure I understood.
You need the raw truth.
Yeah, you need the raw truth.
Yeah, like,
man.
it's crazy, yo.
So how was that transition for yourself then? Because obviously, I think like when mans are in high school, our whole mindset is ball is life, right? Yeah. So to kind of click that switch and be like, all right, ball's no longer going to be a part of my life in this aspect. Like, obviously, mans can go pick up, watch it on TV, whatever, cool. But to make that actual transition into track now,
for sure.
How was that for yourself? Because I'll even share a quick story. My pops, big track and field guy.
Oh, for
I
real?
got pulled out of basketball, right?
Jeez.
Just for like school purposes, academics,
Okay.
And I had my whole back and forth with him with that.
Yeah,
but then when it came to track and field season, he was so quick to say, yo, you can run track. You should go try for the team. I'm like, so hold up. You want to pull me out of basketball, but it's okay if I go run track.
Yeah, so, you could use that against him still.
We always do it.
Well, why didn't you run though?
Brothers, but
what's going on? Did you run?
I didn't run because like I just wasn't. At one point, like I would like in elementary school, I do 100-meter.
Yeah,
dash, whatever.
Track and field day, yeah.
And I don't know. I was cool with running because I was fast at the time, but then sometimes you go up against people and like, shit, like,
yo, I know what you mean.
Maybe I ain't that fast.
I know exactly what you mean.
And then you like mentally, you're like, how the hell do I get as fast as you?
Yeah, that's facts. Because you know what the crazy thing is, in elementary school, I didn't even win the 100. That's why I didn't even do it in high school at first. So I know exactly what you mean, where it's like, yo, I think I'm fast in my little bubble, but like, yo, these people are actually fast.
Exactly. So for me, it's just like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm probably a fast runner too.
You faster than Deem?
Not anymore, for sure.
Okay.
Anymore?
At one point, I probably was faster.
When?
Is this in PK days you're faster than him?
At one point, I was probably faster than this guy.
What grade is this? We've been in high school.
I mean, Deem's pretty fast, though.
No, I would say...
Or you want to say he's quick.
He's quick.
Okay.
But I'm fast.
What grade were you faster than me, bro?
Bro, I won't get into it, bro. I got old man knees now. But with that being said, that transition from ball to track, how did you find it, and how did you work around it?
Yo, honestly, it was one of the hardest things of my life. I still kind of struggle with it because, you know, when you grow up in basketball, you're basketball culture. You watch ball, you talk about ball, you highlights, like, you just are a ball person. I'm in track. It's like a whole different set of people. So I don't have nothing in common with nobody. I'm sticking out like you wouldn't even believe.
Fish out of water.
Yeah, like, you know, I'm like looking like the troublemaker. Because, you know, ball players, you're looking at as a troublemaker sometimes. You know, when you go shoot around in the gym, everyone's like, yo, these guys aren't responsible, like all that type of stuff.
We walk around with a certain type of swagger.
Exactly, yeah. And with track, like, it's more of like a modest, humble sport. Ball is not a humble sport at all. You can be humble in ball, that's your decision, but it's not a humble sport. So it was just tough to really socially fit in that space. And like on the weight trips, I'd spend so much time by myself, away from the team, just ostracized, because I'm like, yo, I don't even fit in with these guys. Like, this track thing is like, I'm doing this because I'm nice. I don't even care. So it was definitely tough at first to adjust. And, you know, even now it's like I have my 1-2 friends, but I'm not immersed in the community of friendship like that. It's just not who I am deep down.
Would you say, well, because track, I always look at it, unless you're doing like relay, it's more of a single person. It's an individual sport, right? So I feel like it's kind of tough unless you have that team. And like I said, it's mainly relay. From my
well, I mean,
knowledge.
the thing is too about track, it's like, what's similar with it in ball is that, you know, we're all training, trying to be the best.
Yeah.
So I although I might not get on the line with people who are just helping me win, like I have people who I train with back and forth, like 100 meter tour guys, like 400 guys, there's hurdle guys. We all come together, we train, we work hard, and we compete in practice. It's like, you know, in ball, like, you know, whether you're doing drills or whatever, if you're one-on-one drills, you're trying to score, you're trying to perform, right? So outperform the other person. So it doesn't get lonely. Of course, this year it's like I haven't had as much training partners, so it's different, but like it's still a sense of community. Like we all go to the meets together. Like I go to the meet sometimes with my team, and we go. I mean, it's the best man win, but it's still a team aspect too.
But you definitely need that aspect though, because then it helps push you further and you know, and train harder. Because if you have those individuals around you who are training just as hard, or even if you have someone that's just as fast or faster, in your mind you're thinking, if you have that competitive spirit, I need to get faster than him, right? I need to put in more work. I need to do this. I need to do that. And you guys can also share tips, tricks, ideas on how to better yourselves as athletes. So I think that's probably why like the basketball culture sometimes gets not certain stigma, but that's why we're so close, is because we're able to bounce ideas off each other, whether it be how we dress, the shoes we wear, you know, the form we're shooting with. Because I remember like in high school, everyone was shooting in like a specific form. I think it was like this. It was weird. It was just because in that time period,
That's how you were shooting?
I didn't shoot like that.
I don't know, man. It looked pretty smooth, so I don't know.
Yeah. So in that time period though, as a culture, as a team, we're like, yo, we gotta move like that. But it's because we're all together all the time. That's true. Right? So, there's pros and cons. But, you know, given the fact that I'm happy to hear that, you know, you're probably now starting to build into a space where, you know, you have those training partners where you can bounce ideas off of. So, that's good.
Because, I mean, the thing is, like, it's just, I don't think you realize as a basketball competitor, like, it's different than, and you have to try to kill people. You know what I mean? Like, even if you're teammates, you have the separation where you could be friends with somebody, but when you go to the court, you guys could throw the ball at each other, damn near get in a fight. Like, it gets intense. But in track, it's like, you get intense. People are like, whoa, this guy's intense. Like,
no allows, basically?
Yeah. Yo, don't even get me started.
No allows.
That's another guy who's intense. But look at it. See, that's one intense person. Look how much he's standing out from everyone else.
Yeah.
No one's there to match his intensity.
Yeah.
It's just him on his own. So it's like, he almost looks like an idiot.
Because it's him against the
It's
world.
against the world, pretty
But
much.
it's like all he needs is like a Batman or a Robin or I mean like just a villain to go match his
Yeah.
intensity. But you could see it's just not
just him.
in the sport like the intensity like ball. So it's just
That's true. That's true. Wow. I never thought about it like that, though, in terms of the intensity aspect of it. But sticking on the timeline, right? We talked about a lot of transitions. Sure. JUCO.
Oh
You
man.
transitioned into JUCO, right? And usually, like, as high school athletes, everybody wants to go D1, but sometimes it doesn't work out that way. That's just way of life, right? So you're put in a situation now where you're in a at a JUCO school, and it's
Yo.
kill or be killed, pretty much. So speak on that experience.
Yo, so JUCO, you know, honestly, in high school, I'm like, it was like the next best thing.
Yeah.
You heard like D1, you heard D2, like, okay, you went to JUCO, you're like, that was never looked at as a bad thing. So I'm like going to JUCO, I'm like, okay, this is cool. You know what I mean? So obviously I looked online, I saw the school, like dorms and stuff. I'm like, okay, this is like calm, like it's like a little college, whatever. I got to the school, I was in the hood.
Where was it?
This is in Coffeyville, Kansas.
Oh, you were in Coffeyville, Kansas.
Yes. And I'm pretty sure that was on Hard Knocks and
Pretty sure
For football-
Coffeyville, Kansas was on
so if
Hard
anyone
Knocks.
wants to see what it's like, Hard Knocks, and let me tell you something about Hard Knocks, it's even better now
Yeah.
than what it was when they even produced Hard Knocks. So
Yeah.
I got out, my parents dropped me off. They were scared too. So it's like this yard, like almost like a prison yard. It's like consider like a complex. So it's like there's rooms on the low floor, there's a balcony, and then there's rooms on the top. And it's like kind of like a rectangle going all the way around. So it's like a middle. There's like a middle.
This is like, it sounds like a prison yard.
Essentially, like that's kind of what it's modeled after. Like you walk in, when you walk in, it's like you have the laundry, but when you're in, it's just that. And like surrounding it, these are like metal gates with like not like the sharp things on top, but like you know those things that go up, like it's actual
barbed
gate.
wire? Is it?
There's no barbed wire.
Okay.
No, it's not. So, and the thing looks run down.
Okay.
Like it's like you know the wire.
Yeah.
It literally looks like that place
Okay,
in the middle.
got you.
That's literally how it looks like. So there's grown men like, because there's football players, right? And there's so much people coming for football and they don't play their red shirts or whatever. There's guys shirtless and tats, ripped, people with dreads, different accents from Florida, from Atlanta, from like West Coast, all this different thing.
Yeah.
I'm from Ajax, Ontario. 17 years old. I'm probably 172 pounds.
Yeah.
And, you know, I have my parents with me. So I have all, like, my mom's giving me the little microwave and, like, you know, she has a little TV with me and, like, you know, she's the bed sheets and all that stuff like that. That's not how the environment, it's like you're looking at, like, a rainbows and sunshine environment. Where that's not where we were going. So everyone's looking at me like, yo, look at this guy. He's with his mom and whatever. So I went into my room. That thing was just like a bed, a dresser, like / desk, a closet. That's it. And the bed was nasty. Like, there was like, like you got the foam and stuff like that, but the bed was nasty. She put like 3 sheets over there before she was even comfortable with me staying on the bed. And then you have one roommate, and then it's like a quad, so there's 3 other rooms. So I was one of the first guys in there, and it was just literally like I never been to prison, but it's like a nicer version of prison. And like you just know that like I mean like did I know how to fight this time? Of course, but like these are like grown men, 23, 24. Like I said, I'm 17 years old.
But watch this though.
So
A positive can come out of that though, because you're in a spot now
for sure.
where you just have to focus on your sport.
Yeah.
So it makes you dial in more. So do
Yeah.
you think like being in an environment like that where it's brand new to you, you probably
sure.
a little shell shock, you know, a little homesick, it happens, right? But now you're in a spot where it's like, all right, I came in for a purpose. I came in for a reason. I don't see myself kind of, I guess, fitting in with the environment, but I have a sport I can play. I can dial in on that and get to where I need to go, right?
Yeah.
So you think that kind of helped the environment?
Like
kinda
that
help you
was
dial in?
like you literally nailed it. Like that's exactly what it was. It was a lot of like, yo, I have nothing else to do here. Yeah, I had my little PlayStation, but I had nothing else to do here besides go to school and run. And that just made me more disciplined. And I tried to fit in for the first year, like my freshman year. I'm like 17 years old. Of course, I'm trying to be friends with everybody. And like, I realized like, yo, this is not the thing to do. So then obviously the next year I just became so much more introverted, which kind of led me to be the kind of person I am right now. But for sure, it just got me to just isolate and focus on what I had to do. And I just got out of there. And honestly, that's the biggest thing about JUCO is just getting out of there. It's so tough. Like there's so much people who have came in, have been talented in high school, and they just come in there. And because like there's just a lack of like motivation everyone there, this is like the last stop. If you flunk out of here, there's no under JUCO. Like this is it for you.
Yeah.
Like if you make something of yourself or you don't, this is that place that decides it. And you have 2 years to do it. A lot of people on my team, they went mid-majors and some people didn't go anywhere at all.
Yeah.
So I was lucky that I was just, my parents on me, letting me know every day like why I'm there.
Yeah.
And also too, like you said, I didn't fit in with everyone else. So there was nothing for me to do except for go to school, eat, and just go train. So I went up going to Ohio State, and I think out of everyone in that whole class for 2 years, only like 3 people went like big time out of like 60-some people that came in.
High major.
Yeah.
So with that being said, right? Because like you stated with JUCO, like that's pretty much your last shot. If you don't make it,
Yeah.
then shoot, like you got to come back home and figure it out, right?
Yeah.
We just dropped the question. What was like yesterday? Was it yesterday?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Wow,
It was a question yesterday, and it was basically discussing like how do you identify yourself outside of your sport, right?
For sure.
So at any given point, did you think to yourself like, oh shit, what if I don't make it past here? What does my life look outside the athletic identity?
Yeah. Ooh. That's actually a good one. You know, at the time, I was really close with like everyone in Ajax and everyone back here. So like I kind of like in the back of my head looked at it like, you know, I could always come back and I saw everyone else was doing good, you know. Because, you know, you're not back all the time. When you come back, it looks ideal. You see people have their little part-time job. They work at the mall or something, and everyone's living with their parents, and you're like, you're in somewhere where you're not having fun. It's not social. So I definitely think that, like, man, it's tough. I don't know. I mean, wow.
It's one of those thought-provoking questions because, like, you know, like I said, like high school,
Yeah.
everything is ball is life for hoopers or whatever sport you play. Doesn't matter, right? So as you progress in life, you know, you go to college. Some people have the opportunity to play in college. It's like, when does that ever cross your mind? Like, who are you outside of this sport, right?
Yeah.
So have you ever looked at yourself and said, like, yo, outside of track and field, like, who am I? Or
Well, yeah, I mean, I think for me, like, I was always a son, a friend. I was always somebody, like someone who loved sports, someone who was into creative writing, who's into tech. I always piqued my interest. So I never really felt like I was lost. But the biggest thing was just the respecting. Like, are people going to respect me the same way if I don't run as if I do run? Like, you know what I mean? Like right now I'm running, I'm the man. Even in JUCO, like it wasn't a lot, but I mean, I was doing better than a lot of other people. So it's like, okay, are you like, you want to just go to be regular and like, you know, not have anything interesting to say to people when they ask you what you do and you just say you do this? Like that was like a lot of it too. And like, you know, as a man, like respect is like a lot of like what forms us to be who we are. If you don't feel respected, you feel like you have to do certain things to be respected. If you feel respected, sometimes you feel like you have to do less, right? So it was a lot of how I identified and how people respected me and how I also respected myself. So that sense, I didn't want to leave and lose and take a step down from that. But I always knew who I was. And I was always cool with, because to my friends, everyone else, I'm not anything special. I'm just son, friend.
regular Dwayne.
Exactly. And they're cool with that. But like also with me and the person who I see myself being down the road, are you cool with letting go of that opportunity to be in somewhat of a limelight? Because at that point, that's when it was just starting and I wasn't willing to let that go. So there was a sense of desperation at JUCO where it's like, I'm not trying to come back and make it look like I failed, because at that point in time, so much people came back and it didn't work out for them. I watched so much basketball players I looked up to in high school who I thought were amazing, so much athletes from different sports and stuff didn't work out. And I just didn't want to be that person coming back and say it didn't work out. I wanted to be the person coming back and say it did work out because there's so much few people who did.
So in that sense, like that second year, that's kind of where the dog came into play. And you're just like, you kind of got to reflect and be like, shoot, like I've seen this happen to many people where they go kind of like flunk out or they call it quits.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you didn't want to be that person. So at that, would you say that was kind of like your light switch where it's just like, yeah, it's all or nothing? Like,
no, honestly, to be honest with you, I had an incident at the time at the school with a female, and like the dean got involved, and it was like, yo, if anything else happens in this situation, like you're getting kicked out of school. And then I'm like, yo, I didn't come here for all this. I came here to be something of myself. And like, you get so caught up in certain situations. And it's like, yo, I did not come here for all this. And then my friend at the time, he had left because a family member had passed away. And it just hits you like, I was on my own, no roommate. My best friend time was gone. I had a situation going on with this female at the school. The dean's like, yo, anything goes on. And this girl's crazy, so anything can happen at any time. So I'm like, I got to be on my P's and Q's.
Yeah.
I can't slip up at all. Because if I slip up, I'm going to go home, not even a degree from here or a paper from here, just empty-handed. So that was when the light switched in. And that's where things became like definitely more do or die.
Fair. Oof.
Back to my,
That's a lot still.
back to my first point.
Yo, you guys say clouded thoughts. I'm trying to uncloud my thoughts.
Back to my first point though. JUCO, Bills, dogs. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Bro. Bills, dogs.
I went to prison for 2 years. I tell people.
Crazy. But you get out of that.
Yeah.
And you go to the Ohio State
Yeah,
University.
for sure.
Right.
That's when things are good.
Completely different environment. It's a level up.
That's a big
step
level.
up.
That's a big level up.
It's a step up.
That's a big level up.
Right. So you get in this environment now where, you're around fellow athletes who, at the top of their game now.
Yeah.
Right. Do you feel now when you are at Ohio State, you're like, all right, let me level up a little more now because where I am, I want to make sure I stay here.
What do you mean does he think? He has no choice.
I'm gonna ask it, bro.
He has no choice.
like
I'm gonna get his
like the
side
story
of
saying what's next. It's like
story, bro.
You're a Buckeye now.
Let me get his side of the story, bro.
You have no choice.
He doesn't have a choice, but I want to hear what he has to say.
Yo, so first of all, this guy tried to act when I finally got like him. When I was actually getting
Yo, Mr. Humble.
when I actually was like D1, I was looking up like, hey, Kadeem is like my peer.
I didn't go to Ohio State. I'm just saying.
Okay, but you were still D1 and I was getting sack lunches on the bus at JUCO. Like, what do you mean? Like, you had a cafeteria, you had swipes, you had yeah, see?
Bear swipes.
Yeah, you had swipes. Yeah, I know you did. And you probably didn't know what to do with them after.
I did it.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying?
So you're right. You want to come to Seattle?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was good. So, once I got like that, like, it was like this sense of, yo, I shouldn't be here, yo.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm stealing. I feel like I'm breaking and entering. Like, it was this huge imposter system because, like, you're in D1 now, and I talked about going from basketball to going to track, right? So now I'm going from JUCO people, like your people who are on the brink of like, yo, my life's going to go nowhere, to now I'm with like D1 people who came straight from high school D1 who know they wanted to do track their whole life, whose parents have went to the school before, like just academics, and I'm just like, wow, like yeah,
culture's different.
Yeah, completely different. I'm like, yeah,
it was a culture shock for you in a sense.
Oh, for sure. Like, I didn't know what to do. Like, even when I went to go eat, he's talking about swipes. I went to go eat swiped, and I got in the caf, and I'm like, okay, I seen what was in there. I'm like, so this is like a restaurant. Like, do I just pick stuff up? And I'm looking around, like, I'm by myself. So I'm like picking up stuff, and I'm trying to see how people reacting. No one's reacting. I'm like, okay, it's calm. And I seen someone else. I saw someone else grab some stuff. I'm like, okay, I grabbed some stuff, and then that's how I started grabbing stuff because I didn't know. Like, yo, like this is food that you buy out, and I'm eating this for lunch for free because I go here. Like, it was a lot of that going on. So like, once I got over that, then now you have to take in the campus. It's big. I'm walking around. This girl on my team says, where you going? I said, my class is over here. She's like, why are you walking? There's a bus. I said, there's a bus?
Damn. Shit.
To get to class?
I never experienced that.
I didn't experience that.
I'm like, yo,
That's
this is not real. So I have to get on the bus now. The bus is packed too. So I'm like, wow, everyone knows about this bus. It's just me who's just walking. And then like stuff like tutoring, like someone who's I'm not gonna say they did my work, but like helped me a lot with a lot of stuff. You just have so much more resources available to you. Like after practice, I could go get food at the fuel zone. Yeah. Because Shabazz Napier set all that stuff up when he said they weren't giving them food after they were done the national championship. So there was like a fuel zone, and then like you're wearing Ohio State on you. It's like, yo, I'm just an Ajax guy, like, you know what I mean, who went to Notre Dame. I'm wearing Ohio State on me, and it's not like I was like, this was like a pathway for me. This just happened of hard work. So as it's going on, I have to get used to all these things because I wasn't at Notre Dame thinking like, yo, I'm about to go to Ohio State. Yeah. So now I'm at Ohio State. It's a sense of adjustment people don't get, that you have to realize this is my life now. This is me. I am a D1. I am a Buckeye. But it wasn't just when I signed or when I put on a uniform for the first time. You want to earn your stripes. And when I got to Ohio State, I was terrible because I went in January. So training starts all the way in September. when I got in, I didn't even train the whole time before I went there. I'm like, yo, I'm nice. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go in there, taking a couple weeks. I get in there, whatever, right? He's like, yeah, we have a meet at Kentucky University, like, you know, on Wednesday. We're just hoping you can come. I said, Kentucky, like the Wildcats? I'm like, oh, nah, yo, like, I can't go. Like, I'm not in shape. He's like, what do you mean? Like, we're paying for you to be ready. Like, you weren't ready? I did not say I wasn't ready. I just started training and I was trash. I was slow. I was out of shape. I was getting cooked. I remember my first meet was in New York City. Big Apple. I was at this track called the Armory where they do North American Nationals, where I didn't get to go back because I broke my ankle. I got killed. Ran like girl times. Like it was bad. So like it was a huge adjustment, and I didn't get in shape until right around conference. I didn't even make the indoor conference team. And then outdoors, I think I came 6th in the Big Ten in the 200, and we came 3rd in the relay. Super underperformed my first year. My coach probably right now still despises me because of that. Like it puts a huge wrench in our relationship because I came not ready. Like it did not like set us up on the right foot at all. It just said a lot to me as a person. Like he's coming to Ohio State from JUCO and he's not even coming here in shape. Like how much does he respect himself? How much does he take this opportunity seriously? So yeah, it was tough. And that second year, like, especially school too, that was a hard thing. Like, I got to actually go to class now. Like, I don't think he highlights it, but D1 work is like, that's like, that stuff's not easy. Like,
And to be honest, I think for you, it might have been a little different because you're a big, Ohio State's huge, right? So your classes are what, a couple hundred maybe?
Yeah, some lectures are like that. Yeah.
So even
How
for
much
you,
people were in your
for me, it was a smaller school. So I have like 30 people in my class. So for
that's
me, it's
not
like,
bad. That's like a high school class.
it
Yeah,
is,
and it's
but
so much more easier
there's
to
more
learn like
eyes
that,
on
too.
you.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
for sure.
There's pros and cons to both.
Yeah.
Like for his, it's like he technically doesn't have to go to class because there's 200 people here. Professor's not going to know if you don't go to class. For me, I have to. Well, I have to pay more attention. But if he doesn't go to class, is he going to remember all the lectures? He's going to get all the information.
Exactly.
So it's more on him to be in the class.
Which is why they have tutors and stuff set up for you to, like, for every single class you have a tutor so they can track your progress, know your grades and all this different stuff like that. But you talked about it. Like, I used to finesse, like, yo, class? Like, I'm coming from JUCO. Like, yo, I talked to this one shorty or in the class. I'm like, yo, just text me the code when they have the top. I'm like, yo, I'm in there. My attendance is done. I'm not learning anything. Yo, the exam is definitely coming. I'm not studying, and I have to maintain a certain GPA to even be eligible to be on the team.
Yeah.
Something that I found at the end of the year. So, yeah, it's tough. Like D1 is like, it's a whole circus. Like, luckily for him, when you go as a freshman, you can kind of get like, you know, guided along slowly. But I came in as a junior. I'm upperclassman. They expect stuff out of me. So it's just completely different coming from JUCO.
So how did that take a toll on your mental, right? Realizing you're going into a situation where now you're running in meets and you're behind, and your coach is even looking at you like, bro, what's going on? What are you doing? As an athlete, mentally, you're like, yo, like, can I figure this out? Am I gonna be okay? Like, what do I have to do now to be able to now juggle my books and also perform on the track? Right. Given the fact that I'm already behind the 8 ball. So mentally, how did you like restructure yourself to, you know, propel into where you are now?
Yeah, I mean, like I felt down a lot during the time. Like I didn't socialize, I didn't really go out. Like just because I felt like I was embarrassment. Like, you know, I remember one of the people on my team, the funniest thing he told me, he's like, yeah, like you don't even look like an athlete.
That's a crazy bar.
That's wild.
That's wild.
One of the funniest things ever, like I ever heard. And then also this other guy said, like, I know you ran fast times coming in here, but I could never visualize you doing that again. Like, so, and these are like people who on the team I was trying to be cool with. So like, I was down a lot, you know, and if I did not have my friends here to call, I was calling them every day. I didn't have friends.
Calling me every day.
See, there you go. Because it gets lonely. People don't know how lonely it gets at school. Like, States people, like, they're not the easiest people to get along with all the time. Like, it's either they accept you or they don't accept
Because
you.
you're an underdog, and it's just like you're coming from a whole other country trying to take their spot or outshine them.
Luckily for me, my teammates were pretty cool for myself. I was lucky enough to have some great
At what
teammates.
school?
Huh?
At what school?
Yeah, didn't you go to Richmond?
I went to Richmond for 1 year. Even Richmond.
Richmond.
Richmond were cool. Seattle was cool, and us at Seattle, we went through. I can't even get into all that. We went through a lot at that school, man. We had one of the worst years at Siena. We were 8-24, I think, 1 year. But that losing season made us bond more as teammates.
Yeah.
I felt
Right.
like I was at Siena too.
Yeah.
See, like, honestly, there's no way my friends don't feel like that too, like they were at Ohio State, because they knew everything that was going on. They knew how I felt. Like, you definitely feel like you're there.
You
like,
do.
you see all
Did they come to visit you and stuff like that?
So, yeah, I brought them up one time. We came up, I think it was after around Thanksgiving or around that. They came up, they saw it, went out. They saw how crazy it was.
went out?
So-
You went out too?
Yeah, I had to show them. I had to go out and show them. 'Cause
They stayed over too.
they stayed over. They stayed
Not
over.
even
Okay.
that look, bro.
Okay, all
Not
right.
even that look.
Oh,
Oh,
all
you
right.
didn't stay when you
Nah,
left?
All right, man.
He's pissed because
All right.
Oh, what happened?
listen. I would only like roll like pull up.
Wait, where is
around-
Siena just located? Where is it?
It's
New
like
York.
5 hours
It's New
away from-
York.
Oh,
It's not even that
nah.
bad. But here's the thing, like I was
Nah.
I
It's
was
New York.
I was in my little work mode, right? And from time to time when I had time off, I would say, yo, my Dukes will hit me up. I said, all right, cool, I'm gonna pull up, go watch the game, whatever. So I pulled up, I'm not gonna lie, I pulled up to like three or 4 year games, bro.
But it's close though, so you go to the game and then drive back. And
Yeah?
bro,
But
stay.
like, yo, if they left me
Stay, bro.
So if they left me there, they could have just left me there. But
You're a grown man. You
What do
could
you
have
mean?
been
you
like,
didn't
I'll
want to
stay.
experience no D1 life? Like, you just weren't feeling that?
I honestly like me. I regret not staying. Like, there's
There's
one
no
time
way
we
you
stayed-
don't.
There's only one time we stayed overnight, but nothing was popping on campus. It was the
You
weekend.
stayed on like a Wednesday, bro.
No,
See, that's
no,
the thing. You know,
Or like a
the tough
Sunday.
thing
It
about...
was Saturday. We came.
See, that's the tough thing. When you go D1, it's like people think it's popping every night.
It's not.
It's not every...
But I think he stayed at a time where the students weren't even on campus.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because basketball, we can be there when students
Yeah,
aren't
it
there,
depends
right?
on the time of year,
So
yeah.
he came on a time where no one was even there.
And he's like, oh, the school's not all that.
Yeah, and I'm like,
I
bro,
know
come
what you
in,
mean.
like,
You
maybe
know
the...
once? I got Malik next. I can go visit him.
Your little bro, right?
Yeah.
Damn,
Shit,
just...
bro,
Yeah.
yeah.
He doesn't care no more. Just moved on from it, yo. My man's still over here trying to talk about it.
Bro, it's crazy, bro. But yeah, you should have came, bro.
I know.
You gotta experience. You gotta see what it's like, yo. I don't like because he's a basketball player, so his life is different. Like I'm track, like yo, I'm lower on the totem pole, like you know what I mean. But he's a basketball player, like you.
I don't want to hear that. Ohio State, no. I don't want to hear it.
Yo,
No.
okay.
No.
Okay,
But
think
he has
about
a
it.
point though.
Think about
because
it. I'm
everybody-
Ohio State
because
track
I guess,
runner.
I guess,
Exactly
I
for
guess,
me.
man.
Everyone's gonna be.
There's football players.
All right.
There's basketball. There's soccer. There's
when
hockey.
you check the
There's a
attendance-
totem pole.
Listen,
There's
when
a
you
totem
check
pole.
attendance for basketball versus track and field, it doesn't compare.
There's a lot of empty spaces that are. We have to try to promote our meets.
Okay.
There you
And
go.
Ohio State is, the
Okay.
best. Yeah, okay. I see.
Yeah, like you think
It's okay, bro.
Yo, if I'm gonna get an athlete, I'm gonna get.
He's trying to be so humble. Yeah,
He's trying to be all humble, like he's a ball
It's not
player.
really like that. Is what
He probably has stories he can't even share on camera about how his life was at Siena. He knows I know that. I know that.
So, anyways, back to your family, right? So, anyways,
my man Soup.
back
He
to your.
knows. He knows.
But nah, it's good that you had family and friends back here to kind of keep you
For sure.
level headed, because you can go through some real dark
Yeah.
times when over there, right? But you were able to get out of that. You actually have a couple records,
Yeah,
Ohio
like
State.
so basically it's like yo, every time for me I look at it like when you watch all these sports movies
Yeah.
or all these things whatever and the music comes on and things start clicking and you see the person's like moving, then you'll see like the plot will drop and some other thing will happen.
Yeah.
But like that's how it was the second year. Things just started clicking. Like I just started to get in the flow of things. I started to get used to things and things changed fast. Like my last year I wasn't even sure if I was gonna run anymore. I'm like, yo, I'm looking at internships. I'm talking with the career lady. Like, I'm
you
a
were really trying to
senior.
be out.
Like, I'm resume tailoring. Like, I'm like not trying to do this. So I go to, like, I have a meet somewhere in Iowa. Drake relays. I forget my spikes. Like,
Oof.
my coach. I didn't want to tell him.
You've got your spikes.
I forgot my spikes. I'm at running shoes, and it's time to go in the spikes when they weren't there. So I'm like, yo, who's size 11? I found a guy named Kyle. He's size 11. He's cool with it. I told my coach after I got the spikes, I'm like, yeah, I don't have mine. He just looked at me. I already told you how mad he is from where I came in. He's like shaking his head again, like the same guy's not prepared. I go out there, I run 10:28. 10:28 is like fairly a decent time. Like that was probably right around maybe third or fourth in Canada at the time. So after that, I'm like, damn, I didn't even have my spikes and I did that. Cool. Went out the next day, used my spikes, I got spanked. Then we had a home meet, got spanked in that again. We go to conference now. It's my last Big Ten conference. I know you guys probably have a conference tournament too, right? So you know how big it is when you exactly. So it's at Indiana University, and I don't know what it was. Like I had my prelim day was trash. I barely made the 100-meter finals. I didn't make 200-meter finals. My coach pulls me to the side. I'll never forget this, man. Coach was crazy. He's like, listen, if you don't do well in this 100, you're not on my relay team.
Damn.
Just do or die.
I'm like, all right. Like, I don't know how to respond to these situations besides say, all right, because you can't give people the emotion they want to get out of you. You just have to say, all right. So, final day comes. I'm in lane 8 for the 100. Before the race, I cramp up. I'm like, all right, well, this is it. This is my senior. This is it. Yeah. Like, took off from the race. I feel like it wasn't even me running. Came through the line and came second. And on my conference. Yeah. The school, Jesse Owens, he's like a very popular figure. You guys probably know him. They did a movie on him. I was like 0.02 off his school record. I was number 2 all time at Ohio State in the 100 meters after that race. And not even just that, 40 minutes later, we did the relay. We not only do we win, we broke the Big Ten record. Nice. The school record had gone, we broke the Big Ten record. And I was running the most like integral part on the backstretch. It was a great team overall, but yeah. And then like the night before that too, I didn't even sleep too well. It's just I went and I had a freaking day. And then after that, like made it to East Regionals. I ran 10-2 a couple more times, and then I got back home, and then the Canadian scene was on me.
All because of literally 2 races.
Yeah.
2.
The nerves helped you.
Well, all of your career, JUCO, all Ohio State. Those last 2.
Yeah.
Changed your life pretty much.
If it wasn't for the 10-22 and the relay, I would not be, there would have been no point. I was okay, but when it's like with ball, like, I'm nice, but I'm not in the league. Okay, it's time to be real. Like, that's where I was. Like, my last senior year, that was it. My last conference thing. I would never thought of it before then. Nah.
That's an insane story, man.
Like that song they play in the NCAA.
One shiny moment. Literally, that's what it was, bro.
Yeah, yo.
Because, in ball, there's a bunch of people that, like, throughout the whole entire year, you don't really hear about them. They have one good game in March Madness. They get a draft combine invite. Like, that's all.
And it seems unfair, too. But, like, because everyone's because the thing is, the crazy thing was about that was people on my team were putting in work all year. Yeah. They were killing me all year. My coach probably didn't think I was going to do nothing. But then I just came. I just had a day. And it's like... Oop, I'm over you now.
That's all it takes, man. That's all it takes.
Sports for you.
Springboarding off that, right?
Sure.
You have that, wonderful day. Now, Team Canada calls you. Yeah. Right? And I know we can talk about, leading up to this point right now. For today, being an Olympian, you went to Paris in 2024. But just talk about, like, the ups and downs of, just actually trying to be an Olympian, trying to be a part of that.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, after I did my senior year at Ohio State, I had another redshirt year, but I was so over the whole emotional roller coaster the past 2 years. I'm done with track at Ohio State. Don't call me for it. You guys promised me I would graduate. You guys promised my parents that. Keep paying out the stuff, and that was what it was. So, I go home. I made Road University games team, and I went to Italy. Went to finals of that, came 5th, and I just kind of was getting accustomed to my coach. Got dropped from funding the next year. Not dropped, but like a little bit lower down. I wasn't invited to like the relay program and camps and stuff like that. And then COVID basically hits. And before COVID hits, I'm like, hey, I'm home, trying to find my groove now. I'm back home now. I have friends now I can talk to, family to deal with. Is that isolation, that focus that you have when you're away, it's different. Because now you're home. And also, too, you're home and you haven't been home for a while. So you want to check certain things out. People want to check you out, whatever. Yeah. So I finally got in 2020, I finally got my hand on things. Kind of like Ohio State the first year and the second year. Then what ended up happening was COVID hit. Everything shut down. Yeah. Like, there's nowhere to go. Yeah. And there's no races to be had. So track and field doesn't exist. Technically, like the only thing that really exists is you as a person, your relationships you have in your family, and whatever you got going on. At the time, I was a personal trainer at Good Life, so that wasn't even going on either. So I really was sitting down there. I'm like, okay, well, is this it? Like for me, like, do I pivot off this and do I want to run anymore? And how does it look like? So, things kind of started back up and they opened back up again, and I kind of started running again. And then there was like this huge black ball era. Like if you didn't have certain stuff set up in place before COVID, you weren't being allowed to meets because there was a certain amount of people that was allowed to be in certain places at certain times. And they weren't giving new people opportunities just because of the lack of, you don't want this person unnecessary to be mixed up with this person. We can't have 100 people. We got to have 40. Yeah. So track is obviously, there's a lot of people running. Yep. It gets even smaller. So now I'm running my meets. I'm doing decent. I went out to Florida for like 3 weeks out there, did a couple meets, not running well. I went out to Houston, couple of meets not doing really well, and then came back home, started doing well. They picked the trials for the Tokyo trials. They said, this is the 7 people we're going to bring to trials.
Yeah.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts. That was the 7 people who got picked. I wasn't in it. And then there's people who even got exempted. So Nationals goes on, and I'm just watching on the webcast. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, wow. So this is how the Olympics going to play out. My teammate at the time makes the team. And I'm like, hey, what's the point? And I went to the cottage with my friends, and I'm just like, you know, I felt like, you know, sports, I know how hard it is, but I don't think I have what it takes to lock myself in to do it. Like, I know what it takes. I just don't think I have what it takes to give. So then I just was in the cottage, and I'm just like, you know what? I can't keep living my life like this. Like, I can't just not try to get the best out of myself. I'm over here chilling with my friends, and I'm doing all this stuff because it's easy. But the challenge of myself that I was used to give to myself every single year after year was just not there. And I started to get like lax. I'm like, you know what? Forget it. Went back and I just said, you know what? Whatever I have with track and field, whatever I have to give, I'm going to put it into it. I'm going to give it my all. Did that, and I literally just started soaring on the rankings every year after year after year, and people who I looked up started becoming my peers. And then before you know it, you're a 2024 Olympian. So that's pretty much how I got to that point. Thanks.
Huge clap, bro. Your story from high school on to here is a journey.
Facts.
Right? And now you've reached you're at the pinnacle. The pinnacle of it all, bro. You were in Paris. First off, how was that experience, bro? To be in Paris.
Oh, honestly, it's so crazy because people ask me that, and it's like, I don't know how to say it in a sentence, but I can say it was hard to grasp all at once.
I can imagine.
Surreal moment. You're just trying to grab as much as you can.
Yeah.
So like, I still have days where I'm still trying to process what happened on day 5, 6, because you're in there, you're trying to compete, you're focused, but it was an experience of a lifetime in a nutshell.
I can only imagine.
I was about to say, I can only imagine, bro. I can only imagine, bro. Being an Olympian, you know, being in the Olympic Village.
Just getting to experience that whole thing, though.
Yeah.
It's just like a whole bunch of nationalities coming together. And
like, what do you, like, I don't know, like, I gotta ask you guys, I gotta ask people, like, what do you think you would look most forward to if you were to go to the Olympics? Like, what would you look, what is it?
I don't know. I would say, like,
where's the Olympics? Where, if you had to pick a place, where are we?
Okay, let's say the next one. Okay, I don't want to say LA because that's the conversation gonna take a turn. Yeah. So let's just say we'll say Paris. If you guys said you guys gonna go for Paris Olympics in your sport, what are you looking the most forward to experiencing?
I guess just the city in general.
I'm gonna be so basic. The Eiffel Tower, bro.
Yeah,
but you can go see the Eiffel Tower without being an Olympian, though.
You can,
but I guess it's this
the
different.
atmosphere of it. It just feels like
I'm walking cocky around the place. Like, bro, I'm here for the Olympics. I'm in Paris. Like,
I'm not gonna lie though, I'd want to experience the Olympic Village.
The village. What about the village though?
Just to be around all the different athletes, get different perspectives. Right.
I think the biggest thing too is like repping my country out there.
That too.
And
you know,
I think that kind of holds a lot of weight.
Yeah, like
just because it's like when you think about everybody in your country, like millions of people,
everyone's watching you.
They're watching you, and they chose you to come rep. Yeah. For your home.
Yo, that's actually so crazy because when you guys say this stuff, I never look at it like that.
I know for you, it's probably because you're so locked.
Yeah, I'm so locked in. Like,
I
it's
just
like
gotta get here.
It's like another work trip. If I don't make the Olympics, I failed in life. Like, that type of stuff. But like, yeah, no, you're right.
Because bro, think about it. Like, you run for Ohio State. You're running for Ohio State on your chest. Right?
Yeah.
Alumni, everybody's watching you, making sure that you do
for
well.
sure. Yeah.
You have Canada on your chest.
Yeah.
It's a whole country.
Not just the state. The
whole country.
Yeah.
It's the country plus the Ohio State alumni plus the JUCO that I was watching that are all looking at you.
That's a good point.
So now they're probably looking at you like, see what we built.
See where he is now.
Yo, they didn't build much. You know what I mean? Like,
they're gonna take credit. They're gonna take credit for it, man.
Like, and it's like you don't want to not give them credit because like it's also good for you too. But like, man, I was over here. You guys were not helping me. I remember I sent them my thing in 2019. Like, yo, I'm at Road University Games. Like, can you guys tag me? No one responded to me. This Olympic stuff, I see. Such and such has invited you to collaborate like 6 times different days. I'm done doing it.
That's how it goes, man. That's how it goes. Back then, they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. That's how it goes, bro. It is what it is. It's nature of sports. It's nature of sports.
It's the
We
craziest.
talked about in the last episode, bro. In high school when I was playing, I was all right. I got a couple offers. All of a sudden, people come
Everybody
out of the woodworks.
out of the woodworks, yo.
So
So,
part-
what's
You have
going
no
on?
idea what I went through with the Olympics with that.
Probably
whole part.
twice as bad for you,
Oh
10
my
times worse for you,
gosh.
because now you're an Olympian. You were on TV. You're running with DeGrasse. Bro, think about it. That's
You're
how it
amongst
goes.
the greats, man.
Amongst the greats.
Nah,
You're in the
it's
history books. And next is a medal.
Yeah, no, I gotta get that. Should already got one, but
So
yeah, we definitely got to get that.
So what's your plan now? Given that you went to the Olympics, you experienced that now,
For sure.
right? You didn't finish what you want to finish. You know, you want a medal. Now it's time to level up. How are you gonna approach that mentally, physically, all the above?
Yo, the crazy thing is, it's like everything in my life has set me up to always do better than what I did the next time, as you guys see. So like for me, it's like back to plodding. Like I'm gonna try to take over the world as much as I can. But I mean, I think the biggest thing was just getting a taste of it.
Yeah.
And knowing that, like, because, you know, at the end of the day, like, I know I can make the Olympics. I knew I could make the Olympics before the Olympics, but when you make it, that's one thing. Now you experience it, that's another thing. Now you lose, it's another thing. You've experienced everything you wanted to experience, but now you're not experiencing the one thing you want, which is to win.
Yeah.
So for me, that's what is going to drive me to be the best. And honestly, I'm trying to be the best in Canadian history because I felt like, you know, with the way my story and how unconventional it is, it gives me so much more confidence now to know that, like, I could do something great. Because usually you see people who do great stuff, their stories are the most unconventional thing ever. So that's what I'm trying to do, is just trying to be the best sprinter in Canadian history before I retire. I know I won't be able to get as much medals as Andre did, but I'll be able to be the fastest when it's all said and done. I'm going to make sure that I'm the fastest when it's all said and done. And yeah.
I like that.
Like that's a mic drop.
I like that.
Should end it on that. It's a mic drop
Yeah,
right
still.
there.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
It's a mic drop, bro. But that's man, just being Olympian. I know it doesn't suck, but you have to wait another 4 years to really be able to do that. But I mean, you have a goal set in mind, right? You have a target that you want to hit, and your journey up until this point has allowed you
For sure.
to overcome the hurdles and barriers you might face in the future.
100.
So, I think you'll be all right. You'll be able
Yeah,
to-
I think I'll be all right. It's going to be a lot of fun, you know what I mean? So,
But anyways, Dwayne, thank you for hopping on our podcast.
yeah, anytime.
man.
Had a
Really
great time. Had a
appreciate
great
it.
time. It's always good connecting with my fellow hoopers.
Of course.
you know,
now he's a hooper.
No, because I told
Always a hooper.
yo,
Always.
this is this is a basketball community.
Yeah, it is.
Like, this is not a track community. Like, I'm a hooper. Like, that's why we connect on ball. So, like,
that's very true, though.
if you guys want to put Olympian / basketball player, that's cool. Because, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what prerequisites I don't have that I need. Like, I played all 4 years of high school. I played AU. Like,
Yeah.
what? Why? Why not?
Did you ever beat Pickering at Pickering?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
No, okay,
No.
Okay, but okay, but how many times you guys beat Notre Dame?
Yeah, I lost to Notre Dame a couple times.
Exactly what I'm talking about.
I can't lie to you.
And Notre Dame, and you lost to Pickering. You lost to Notre Dame in Pickering too, didn't you?
Oh, shit.
Remember the guy Josh Cordonera? You remember Josh Cordonera?
Oh, that's
Yo,
I was
no,
gonna
because
say
we're
that
actually,
year.
it's good. We're still rolling. Josh Cordonera, you're an ND legend, and you're a PK villain. You hit 2 game winners, and these guys don't want to talk about that. 2 game winners we hit in their gym with the clock winding down, and he hit both of them. One was to knock these guys out the playoffs in Lhasa. The second was just a home game. So, like, honestly, we really own PK for a certain time.
Time out.
I think that it needs to be
let him talk, let him
documented.
talk.
You know, we own PK for a certain amount. That whole year where everyone wants to talk about all those, I think you guys weren't allowed because you guys
Yeah. Some
whatever it
scandal
was.
thing. Yeah.
They still had all their mans. Everyone who was on that team? Julius's older brother.
Jalen?
Jalen was on. Everybody was on that team, and they lost twice. I had Chung. Demoya Green was on that team. Kendall was cooking these guys, man.
Well, Kendall's a solid baller though, so
Because we got solid ballers in Notre Dame like myself. So,
give me five.
like I'm saying, like, I just feel like, yo, this is always a PK platform. And I know there's a lot of Notre Dame people, Ajax there. We did have a point in time where we were cooking them in their gym. That's all I got to say.
who holds the record for wins and losses?
I mean, you guys do.
All right.
I'm just saying, you guys move like you guys. It was always up. It was not always up.
Okay, there was a couple times. There were some down years we've had. Everyone has down years.
That's fine.
Right?
Yeah, but I just want.
I always give Andy credit though.
You have
Andy was
to.
always a good matchup, bro. And Josh,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, went off that.
cook these
I
guys,
think, I
man.
don't know. For the longest time, it's always been a PK-ND rival.
Oh, but I destroyed you guys in track, so I
Yeah.
took apart the whole entire
I'm not in that
team lick by
conversation.
lick.
I
So,
didn't
I can't attest.
I can't. I wasn't even at those meets, so I was in class.
so you want to talk about all that
I was
stuff?
in class, but anyways, man.
Yeah, for
Do you
sure.
have anything you want to tell the public
Yo,
right now?
I just want to say, like, for everybody, like, I know people think that what I do is impressive, but I think what everyone does is impressive. Like, whether you're getting up every day working your job or you're taking care of whoever you got to take care of, like, all that stuff takes a incredible amount of focus, dedication, passion to do. And as long as you're passionate about anything, like, you're just in the same spot as me. Just make sure whatever you're doing, you're just passionate about it, you care about it, and you're just being your true, authentic version of yourself. That's all I pretty much got to say.
Boom. Just like that. Got another episode in the books.
Sir,
Hope to see you in the Olympics in the next 4 years in LA.
you guys should come.
I might be there. I want to.
LA, though. It's in LA.
I'll pull up.
You got to buy tickets from now, though.
LA's down the street.
LA's down the street.
Down the
I
street.
don't know what street he's on.
Where do you live?
Caribbean terms, down the street.
Oh, my fault. Okay. Yep. Let me find out.
All right, well,
Anyways,
Just around the corner.
anyways,
Just
y'all,
around the
thank
corner.
y'all for tuning in.
Yes,
you guys
sir.
can catch us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Instagram, TikTok, all the above.
And YouTube.
And YouTube, of course, YouTube, bro. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. You'll find his links, Dwayne's links in the comment section below. All the above. Follow him, watch his journey. We'd love to see it. As you guys already know, I'm B.
I'm right.
That's the name.